the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just look it up. Don't be scared. Back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just look it up. Don't be scared. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just look it up. Don't be scared.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to our beautiful channel. My name is The Wolf, and thank you so much to each and every single one of you for your beautiful and amazing support which you have given us over this past couple of years, actually just over 2 years. We have actually put back onto the SimAirport game, where we have been doing a few extra little changes. I hope that you've enjoyed the little time lapse at the beginning. because we have extended everything down here for the airport to run as smoothly as possible. So in today's episode, we will be carrying on in getting these next two stands set up, and also then plan for our future extension to up here to get like another two stands in for our initial extension period. So what we are going to be doing is we are actually going to be looking at our small stands here. So we're actually going to just be placing two extra stands in just to really get that started, ready to go and actually built as quickly as physically possible, because we do need for this to be extended up further. We need to make sure that we have got a lot of money to get that there done, so we can actually start getting our first initial these two stands here set up, ready to go, and that's what we are actually going to be doing today. So what we are going to be doing is we are going to be popping into for doors, because we are needing doors for this, and we're actually going to be placing the doors straight there as quickly as possible. And then what we are needing, I can't remember what you call them. Is that backwards? That is actually backwards. Oh my god. Right, so we actually need a gate agent stand. We actually need to sort that one out there as quickly as possible, to be honest with you, because I can like boo-booed on that. So we're needing to get that sorted out as well. So what we are going to be doing is here we are going to make sure that this is actually moved round to the correct status for this. So what we are going to do with this one, we are actually going to be actually just placing this gate agent right here on this section here, and then one into this section here. Then whip into getting our information boards straight up as well, because we do need those ready to go and looking really, really good. And that's what we're needing for this. So we did the little time lapse just to try and bring it in as much as possible, and that's what we wanted to try and do. Because that was really, really massively important to us to actually get this right at the end of the day. So this is why we're actually doing it like this. Now, what we do need to do very quickly right now, so if we just pause this up here and pop it back into our gate agent section here. We need to try and get this here set up again, because that's what we're needing to do, because we're needing to get rid of this one here, so then this member of staff here can go into this one, because that's what we're actually really, really needing to try and get sorted. So we're actually going to go straight into there, pause this up. We're then going to close this, and then we're going to go and get this here dismantled straight away. It is probably going to cause a little bit of issue with people getting in, but not too much, which is perfectly fine for that. So now we've got these here actually set up, ready to go. What we're actually going to be now doing is, right, because we now got our next two stands ready, and we're actually going to now go into the small, and we are going to go straight away for this one here, and we're actually going to accept all 10 flights available. we're actually going to just pause that very quickly. And then what we're going to do here is that we're actually going to just move this over like this here. Now what we will need to try and do potentially is actually to start building in like a second runway for all this here, because that's what we will probably need to try and do for this, to make sure that it's actually of the best possible way of doing this. Now they will set off actually in the afternoon on some of these here. That's perfectly fine, we can work around that. So we just needing at this moment of time is just to bring all these actually little airlines in, because that's what we are actually needing to do. So as soon as we've got this last one placed in, that should now look really good there. So that's fine. Now we just needing really just 2 more of the afternoon side of things in. So that's what we're going to now just do very quickly, is add in an extra 2 afternoon sections in. Now when we are looking at the expansions for the airport, we are actually wanting to try and get this to run as sufficiently as physically possible. So this is why we're actually going to be considering now to actually start bringing in a new runway in, and this is what we're going to start doing at this moment. So we can actually now try and bring this up, because we do need a new runway for this. Let's then get a taxiway in, because we need a taxiway, and we can just place this one here as well. So we can actually start really massively maximizing what we can actually bring in, because we've only got one of these stands actually set up at this moment. So we're needing to try and get this other stand here set up, but we can't really do that until we've actually got a secondary runway actually set up ready to go, which is actually of a larger runway, but that is for a reason. So when we look down here for this here, when we're actually going to expand downwards, we are going to get this bottom section here and start bringing round the people around into this area for the expansions to then happen for the medium runway. Or we can build it down here and bring down a few medium of the stands and the gates for this. So this is at this moment of time only just managing for the smaller projects. So that's fine for what we've actually got planned. Now we have actually managed to get all of our a little bits what we needed to do, and that was really massively important for us to actually get right, because that was just something what we had to try and do. Now what I might have to do actually is, if we pop back into here again, let's just get this knocked down, because we've actually done that bit too big. So we needing to make sure that we've actually got enough room for certain things to actually go into. So that was actually a bit of a mistake, because I should have bought this one and this one here. and before building this because of the lighting, and which we're actually needing to do for everything. So that is going to get sorted out. We have got this here running, which is perfectly fine. So let's now actually get in our runway, but back in again, and this is actually, yes, kind of like a small one now instead of a medium one, but we can start expanding into our medium size airports, which we are actually looking at doing. So this is really important for us to actually get this right. So as soon as this series is actually built, we should be okay, and with a lot of stuff. So let's just first of all, while that's actually building, we've actually changed our security here, so it goes through and round, so they can actually come down here, get everything what they're needing, and etc. So that's what we kind of like looking at. So I might actually possibly take out these little sections here, as a possibility. Then they come down here into the baggage claim and out straight away, so it keeps the security and the baggage actually separate away from everything, and that's what we are actually wanting to try and do. So with this now, we can actually now start placing in everything what we needing to do, so such as the one-way lights, because the runway lights are quite important. That is very important to get that put straight in, because we do need them. And then we just get all these little places done. So we're getting this now sorted out. It's working, everything's all done, and we can now start really massively thinking on what else we can then start going on to. So when we initially tried to plan out this airport and to make it a lot more efficient, we've actually really kind of like worked out we do want to keep these two here, bring these up, and that with some extra terminal area. This security system here should be enough to run all 6 gates, and of course we do need to make sure that we do have access into this area here as well, so they can come in and straight over to this section here. So what we're going to try and do again is actually, let's just remove this little section off here. Let's remove this section off from here, and let's just see if this actually works, so that to make it easier for people to get into the spots what they're needing. And by the looks of it, it is working. So that's perfectly fine, so they don't have to hang around too much, then go around and come into these sections here. Now if we pop into our the planner construction, let's have a look here. I know that there's actually a clone tool which we can use, so we're actually going to clone this section here, and then we're then just going to place it down, just like that. So it's quite a simple process, and it is quite a simple process initially. Now what the only issue is that I do want to place some more down here, but at this moment in time we just physically can't at this moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this smaller section here, and we are going to rotate these around. We don't actually need those extra bits, so why are you still connecting up for when we don't need you? There we go. So let's just do this, and then trying to get the right sizing for this to make it still efficient but also perfect. That is the real difficult section of this. So let's now just very quickly place these here. Now I should be doing queues for these, but that's fine. Now we are making money, which is really massively important. But we do need to get the money in as quickly as physically possible, just to make sure that we are literally getting everything covered. Now, for us to actually extend this, we do need quite a lot. But what we are going to do is that we're going to just build this little extension here straight up for quite a few 100,000, so we can get these two here actually built in and actually going. But we now needing to think about trying to get a few more little bits in. Now what I'm actually concerned is that the ATC won't be large enough for this to do it. So we're now going to go into doing our some research side of things. So what we're actually going to be now doing is that we're actually going to be going into let's see what we can actually research here today. So let's go into our one-way paths. We're needing operations 2 to get this done. We need a VP of finance as well being hired in. So that's what we're now going to do. We're going to now pop into our staff. We're going to go into our admin, and we then are going to go over to the finance of VP, and we're going to get them hired in straight away. Okay, and they're going to go into there, and that is then perfectly fine. So that there is all our major little office area, but we can expand it up here for the airline reps to actually come in and get to allow us to do more actually for our airport. And that's what we kind of really wanting to do. So we are getting plenty of people actually coming in. Now, we've not really looked at the government grants too much over this past from the last episode. So we needed to do 5 stores, build 2 first-class lounges, and get the parts of animal satisfaction to at least 80%. So we can actually do one of those there quite easily. So let's just get this. Let's just see what we can do here. For some reason, that's not really allowing us to do too much on this one. So let's have a look here. What do we need? What do we need? Makes iron store items have double the price chance. So I don't know why there's certain things not actually popping up on this here. So we probably will need to do quite a few things for this, but we can actually get that to try and get that sorted out as much as possible by actually doing our research and etc. So that's what we are going to try and aim for. Now our profit base is actually not too bad, and our airport value at this moment of time is up and down. So right now it's like at 3.5 million, which is perfect considering that we spent probably right about like 10 million in building for flipping thing. So we are slowly expanding out. We are getting this here done, and let's now get some more airlines in which there's not really much chance to get too much in, so we are actually just going to accept every single available one what we can at this moment of time, because we do have plenty of runway. We've now got 2 runways, so we should be able to now start maximizing on our airlines actually coming in. So let's just have a look here. So let's get you moved over. Why are you not lining up perfectly? That's what I like to know. Okay. Tuck you into there, and then let's get you but straight into there like that there. So we are kind of like struggling to get a lot of flights in at this moment of time, but while we're actually planning and actually building everything, we should be able to start obtaining more of the airlines and more flights. I think it's only limited to so much. Let's get that moved over. So we are literally trying to ram this as much as possible to get the most airlines in as we physically can. Now, I'm not too sure how often these actually update for this, especially for the small airlines, but we do need to get these ratings up. So the only way that you can get those ratings up is by changing the prices. So we're actually going to be lowering the price down to 2,000 there, and we're actually going to be putting this down to a 100 base for the terminal usage. We're going to get that done straight away. We need to try and work on what else that we're going to do. We're going to move this actually down to 20% increasing on the fuel base, and we are let's have a look here. So we should be okay to then start bringing this here up as much as possible, because we do need to try and get more of the airlines coming in. Now, the only way that you could initially try to do that is if you actually have larger aircraft gates and for this. So it is really massively hit and miss with it, but we are getting people in. We are making money still, and that's fine. So I'm actually really quite chuffed with what we're actually doing here. So let me just see if we've actually got a larger ATC. We haven't, no, but it doesn't really state no scheduling of more than 10 flights per day. So we should be okay in that to get more flights in, but it's trying to get those flights coming in while we're still trying to build everything up as much as possible. So we are literally working towards actually really getting this airport working efficiently and effectively. Now, what our actual big aim is to try and do is to get this up as much as possible, or to like a few million, sell this airport on and really start from the beginning, from the basis of the airport, because this here was actually a pre-designed airport to start off with, and we don't really want to carry on doing that. So maybe like over this next couple of episodes and that, and when we got this year set up, we can then start looking at growing the airport by moving over to a new site, sell this airport on for quite a few million, and then start from literally the basis. And that's what we will probably start looking at to do as time goes along. I am slowly working on getting these percentages up as much as possible, but we may need staffing to help us to do that, and that is perfectly fine as well. So we are going to be initially leaving this episode as is today, if we're not already done so. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you can be then notified when we upload a brand new video. All your beautiful subscribing and support is going to help us in that to carry on making content for this channel. If we can try and also get this channel up to 1,500 subscribers, we will be doing a small giveaway as well. So literally do keep an eye out for that. So thank you very much on that to all of you. I think our next episode is actually going to be done by the Wolf Jr. So if not, it will be probably one of our normal content and videos actually going up. So thank you so much anyway, and that to all of you from all of us here at the Wolf Gaming. It's been amazing and it's been wonderful to see all your Wolfie support. So as always, from us to you, it's a ciao ciao for now. Bye.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when